I'm not sure journalism's in a troubled state. I mean, newspapers are in a very troubled state. Local TV news is in a reasonably troubled state, and a bunch of news organizations have found themselves in troubled state. Frankly, a lot of the digital media publications have found themselves in troubled state too. So the institutions and the business models have, crumbled.
In the print era, people paid for newspapers. They didn't pay a lot. Advertising was still footing a lot of the bills, but there was a sense that you would pay for a subscription to news. The internet set the expectation that news should be free, social networks were free, platforms were free, and publishers sort of fed this by offering their news for free in exchange for advertising.
They've chased after online advertising that's dependent on getting massive amounts of traffic.
As advertising revenues fell, editors and publishers thought that the solution was to publish more. It's really hard to publish an endless stream of content and have it be high quality.
Newsrooms have become factories for producing a lot of articles in a given day.
That's very different than thinking of, these are my subscribers, these are my customers, I need to give them a product that they believe in and will champion and will keep buying.
You can't write 10 articles in a day if you're going around actually reporting or picking up the phone. So
I was feeling like stuck as a reporter in what I could do. And I was like sort of whining about this with a friend. And the friend's like, wait a minute, do you think you can hire great journalists who can write stories? That's what you should do.
Earlier this year, we also said there are a lot of topics we don't cover. What if we could help reporters write the best stories in those industries too? That's the idea behind the Information Accelerator. We give expertise, distribution, and capital to reporters who want to build the next generation great news businesses. We had over 180 applicants from 33 countries spanning 31 industries. I am thrilled to announce the first batch. Meet IA 2018.
This is day one. It's very exciting. We're getting to meet all the other accelerees.
And what is your publication?
The Ankler, which is a Hollywood entertainment industry newsletter. Thanks to this newsletter, I can be kind of a lone voice in the entertainment industry. I don't have to cover every single story, so I look at what the big stories of the day are, try to find what is the thing that people are not talking about here. We're all kind of refugees here. We're sort of survivors just on the fact that we're still doing it. And most of the people that we know that work for big places have gone on to other things now. And we're all just kind of struggling to find ways through. And it's an interesting group of people that have sort of found a way out of the muddle here. Hi, I'm Richard.
I'm David Bank.
Nice to meet you.
I run Impact Alpha. We have a newsletter and a podcast and a site, obviously. Impact Alpha covers impact investing, and the sort of shorthand definition of impact investing is pro-social, pro-environment investment as opposed to philanthropy or nonprofits. There's a whole world emerging around that.
We've been covering this for a few years, and we had built some products, we built a website. But about a year ago, we launched The Brief. It's a daily newsletter, but by virtue of being daily, it turned out that we just carved out this position in the industry. We just became their trusted news source. Do people want it? Yes. Will they pay for it? Who knows? And that's the moment we're at right now.
So 5 years you've been at it.
Yeah.
So how many people do you have?
13. Ciao a tutti, sono Beniamino. Ho fondato Good Morning Italia. Good Morning Italia right now is a daily briefing. Every president has its own daily briefing, and we think that the same amount of quality about what's happening in the world should be also for the reader, and so we try to do this. Every citizen has the right to be informed. If you are informed, then the debate, the political debate, the economic debate can go on. understanding what's relevant, what's not, in a quick way. It's something linked to our democracy.
I can't even believe that I ended up here, but I am launching a local news startup called Detour in my hometown of Detroit, Michigan.
You're doing one-woman business?
I'm gonna start as a one-woman business, but I'm really hoping that I can grow it. I think that the people in towns like Detroit deserve to have local news that feels digital and that they feel connected to, that they can be part of, something that isn't just talking down to them, but it's something that they can help make and help shape. Most of my time at the Free Press, I spent leading teams and frankly sitting in meetings. And being a writer is not something you just can pick up again and it stays with you. I've spent a lot of the last 2 months just trying to get my writing muscles back.
Writing alone is so hard.
It's so hard.
It's way too hard.
So I can be the writer that frankly I think my audience deserves. And I'm so worried that I'm not there, and I hope they'll be able to grow with me. What about you? I don't know anything about your business. Tell me about what you're doing.
I'm Yuqing Liu. I'm from Dadu.tech, and we cover tech analysis for Taiwanese reader.
We have only one solo author, just like you. Michael is the author.
The more you spend time with Michael, the more you understand the world, actually.
Right now, there is a very ambiguous situation of whether Taiwan is a country or not. Legally, we claim that mainland China is part of us, and legally, China claims that Taiwan is part of China. So that also adds to the difficulty of Taiwan's identity.
The tech industry can actually affect all sorts of things in the world, and people in Taiwan are really trying to catch up this trend.
There's not many local news analysis for them.
We are 1/10 of the population of the United States, relatively small market. There's always this question of whether we can sustain ourselves.
He used to be a lawyer, so his content is very logic, and our readers love him.
It's so nice working together.
Don't you feel that way?
Right.
It's hard to do it by yourself.
Hey, guys. Well, welcome. What I thought we could use this dinner for is everyone to get to know each other a little bit better in our businesses. And I'd ask everyone to say a couple things. That burning question, that thing that keeps you up at night. I say it because I imagine that we'll have some similarities. And then what your aspiration 5 years from now would be for it. I'm going to kick it off with David.
Hello, everybody. I'm David Bank. I run Impact Alpha. We have several team members here, Zulema and Chris. So 5 years from now, the ambition is much, much larger than just sort of, wealth management or something. It's really change in global finance.
One of my concerns is, are we good because we are a free service, or can we prove our true value when people start paying for the product that we are making?
What keeps me up at night these days is actually something fairly prosaic, which is how am I going to convert our existing email list to paying customers?
Always.
So I hope that in the 5 years I can bring meaningful, useful content.
Pretty soon, everybody will be working for themselves because of technology, because of how collaboration is getting easier and easier. So we wanted to be the company that supports authors, basically writers, content creators, to develop their own means of living.
I'm 30 and my friends never went to a newsstand. We just have to find a new model to bring them the news in a very easy way that paying is easier than not paying.
What drew me to newsletters is the chance to really write something meaningful and that to be able to do your best work. And if 5 years from now I could be doing that on a stable basis, I will be thrilled.
Around the country or around the world, people might be like, oh, Detroit's on a comeback. And maybe it is, but there's a lot of different stories in Detroit. And I didn't feel like anybody was really approaching the reporting of Detroit and its future. We were just kind of saying a building is getting built, but nobody was asking how or why or with what money or if that was the best thing. So that's what I want to do, to serve as maybe the city's protector in some way, or I don't know. What keeps me up at night is it seems incredibly hard and scary to do, and you know, I'm trying to psych myself up. We had a really nice dinner, and it, you know, to have people there from Taiwan and Italy and across America, it was just a wonderful discussion.
Well, firstly, thank you guys. I mean, that was so nice to hear even more about what everyone is working on and thinking about.
I've been working on this newsletter all on my own, and I haven't really had anyone to talk to about it or anyone to hear similar tales and what they've gone through. It just gives you hope that this is a real movement that is actually happening.
Why wouldn't it be actually happening?
Well, it wouldn't be actually happening because newslettering as a means of supporting content creation is still really new.
We need to go back because I have to start working now.
Now, really?
Yes, you will no sleep.
Jessica and the information are one of just a single-digit number of success stories, so it's still yet to be absolutely proven that this is a way that people can support themselves.
I mean, he works in the largest newspaper, I think. It's
You still working?
Yeah.
So,
I do.
So
I believe in it and feel good about it, but it's until there's 100 people successful at this, it still remains a hypothesis, I guess.